Hello, and welcome to the Mindset Alchemy podcast. I'm your host, Janine, and I'm delighted to be here with you. Well, today we're going to be discussing whose story is it? One of the things I've come to understand is we all get to tell ourselves a story. And it's the story we're telling ourselves that determines what we're creating in our life. Are we staying in that karmic energy? Are we carrying on and over and over and over, working with that karmic debt? Where's the karmic truth coming forward that, oh my goodness, this belongs to my ancestors, this belongs to other people? And where are we prepared to step into that creator energy of what else is possible? What's next? Am I called to stay on this hamster wheel? Am I being asked to step forward? And when we can identify the story we're telling ourselves, is it one of victimhood? Is it one of martyrdom? Is it one of expansiveness? Is it one of success? For some people, just getting out of bed in the morning is a success. For others, brokering $1 million deals and pound deals is success. Whatever that success is for you, are you owning it? Are you celebrating it? Are you incorporating it into your story? Now let's come to another side of stories. Many times when we are in partnership, when we're in relationship, and let's be honest, we all always in relationship. It depends on how we're creating the story of that relationship. And we're in relationship with ourselves. When we are in relationship, it means where do we stand? What point do we stand in relation to another person? So it can be as a partner, as a spouse, as a friend. What is the point of reference that we are in relation with that person? And this is one of the reasons I talk about partnership very often rather than relationship, because we can be at a standoff in our relationship, not necessarily walking along the road side by side, the relationship being side by side with where we're going. I was listening to events being told by one person, having heard the story from the other side, and it just came to me that that concept that there's always 3 or 4 sides to a story is so valuable and so true, because each person has their own perception of the story. They have their own understanding of the story. They have their own background that they bring to bear on the story. And it's when we get into relationship with the story that we begin to understand that, well, maybe my point of view is radically different to the other person's point of view. Think about it. When 3 people see the same accident, do you get 3 identical stories, 3 similar stories, or maybe 2 similar stories and 1 absolutely different one? It all comes down to what perception we're in, where we are in relationship to it, and what our past experiences are that we bring to bear on this. One of the things we're in relationship to and partnership with is ourselves. And many of us forget this. And we forget that we have an accountability in our relationship with ourselves. We have an accountability to allow ourselves to own our worth, to honor our esteem. And esteem means the value you place on yourself. How do people esteem you? Where do they hold you in high regard? Where are you holding yourself in high regard? And I disagree that it will allow you to walk through the door. That is an old-fashioned idea that we are not playing with on this podcast. There are some people that overvalue themselves. Are they really overvaluing themselves? Or are they just placing a value we don't see on themselves? And that is more to the point. So the next time you're relating a story about someone or an event, stop and ask yourself, what is your perspective to it? Where are you playing to your former ideas, your former points of view, and your former experience? Because as you do that, you are able to understand what story you are truly telling. What is the truth of the story, and where is your trauma coming through rather than the truth of what you are offering. Now, we all have trauma in our lives, whether it's huge trauma, small trauma, a skew picture on the wall trauma. It doesn't matter, it's still trauma. It's something where there's an injury, there's something that is itching at you, and there's something that is not necessarily in alignment. And people, when we can understand that we are telling our story from trauma and rather shift it to telling it from our truth, this is where we move from karmic energy into creator energy and start working with the cosmic energy of expansion. That energy of releasing the constrictions and the binds that bind us and tie us down to old stories. Not allowing ourselves to take the aligned actions that are being asked for. And as we do this, we can cut the ties to those old actions. We can cut the ties to what it is we're looking for. And we can do it through choosing to get curious, to understand there are different perspectives, and to own that we can tell ourselves a different story. We can tell a different story about another person. And we can definitely tell a different story about this ant that's currently crawling on my arm and making me itchy. So now let's look at that. I have no idea where the ant came from. I just chose to blow it off me out the door there and can get on with whatever it's choosing to get on with, instead of getting upset and wondering, oh, what did this cause? How did that cause? And going into a drama and a trauma story. It's an ant. Thank you for coming forward, ant. You were very ticklish. How did you get all the way up onto my arm? However you did it, thank you for being here and kindly move on. Ants, when we look at it from a power animal perspective, or like a sign, when the universe is bringing a sign forward for you, is where are we working hard? Where are we working part of a community? And quite honestly, that ant being on my arm is in complete relationship with what I'm offering you here. Ants work in relationship. Ants work in relationship with themselves, the environment, and their nest. So where are you being asked to work within relationship rather than within victim? Where are you being asked to move forward from karmic energy into creator energy, using cosmic energy to create, to expand, and to allow more expansive, loving, unconditional energy to come through you and to those around you? I would love to hear your points of view on this, because each point of view brings a different perspective. Come and find me on social media, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm even on TikTok, even though I don't do much there, but more likely you'll find me on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. I also am on YouTube. Come and have a listen, a watch, and let me know your thoughts around where are you in relationship with yourself? What is happening with your partnership with yourself and your soul and your life? And where are you working with or against the relationships and partnerships in your life, including that of Source and Mother Earth? Looking forward to hearing from you. Cheerio for now. Bye-bye.